Hi, everybody, and welcome back to our Model Mama show. I'm your host, Tara Turnure, and we have a truly inspiring mama here today, Abigail Ochse, who has done so much. You're truly incredible. You are the founder of the Chic Mamas. It's an amazing lifestyle blog. You're a mama of 3.
Yes.
But thank you for being here.
Thank you. It still feels funny to me to say I have 3 kids.
Yes,
it's just random.
You have 2 new babies.
We just multiplied quickly, and I don't know how it all happened. I mean, I know how it happened, but it's like, what?
Well, sometimes it's like, I don't know yet.
Yeah. No, but thank you for having me. This is wonderful.
Oh, you are so welcome. It's so fun to have you here. But actually, that was my first question, truly, is because most people take 1 kid and then they go to 2, but you literally made the jump from 1. You have a 4-year-old, Willow, who's so adorable.
Thank you.
And then you have 2 twin boys. So what was that transition like?
Honestly, because they're 3.5 months old, for me, going from 1 to 3, it's chaotic. My house is chaotic.
Sure.
It's crazy. We didn't get that stepping stone of the 1 to 2, right? To kind of see what that craziness is like, going from 1 to 2 kids. And we were just trying for 1 more, and we got natural fraternal twin boys. And they're such a blessing, but it's a trip. It's a lot. It takes a village, and that's a completely valid statement.
And on that note, I have something special for you here. It's National Rosé Day, and I think this mama needs a glass of rosé.
I will have a glass of wine with you on National Rosé Day.
Beautiful bottle of wine. Our sponsors, Boudoir, gave us this lovely bottle in these 2 glasses. So I'm going to pour you a glass first.
You know, as a mom of 3, I will
you
responsibly drink that entire glass of wine. And there's yours.
Yes, you need to put your feet up and have a glass of wine. I only have 1 and I'm overwhelmed. So you're incredible.
That's just mom life though, isn't it? You just gotta, you gotta roll with it.
Yes. Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers to motherhood and being amazing.
Thank you.
Happy Friday.
Thank you. Happy Friday too.
We'll drink this for a little bit.
And that's amazing.
And that's amazing. Delicious.
Yes. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Okay, so let's get back to our really important conversation about all things motherhood. But I wanted to talk to you about your background because I know she's from Kentucky, you guys. She's a Southern gal. And you moved to Los Angeles 7 years ago to pursue a career as an oncology nurse. But you then started this really successful blog. So talk about just what was the catalyst for, I mean, you obviously already had a really busy career as a nurse. So talk about like the catalyst to starting the Chic Mamas.
So I moved to LA because at that time nursing was in such a demand. So they moved me here to work, and I'm still a nurse. I still work in dermatology now, and I love it.
Look at her skin. That's why she's
Thank you. But one of my biggest things was I've always been a worker bee. I love to work. Work ethic to me is very important. And one of the things when I was going on maternity leave, before I had a Willow, so I had no idea what mom life entailed or how hard it would be, I was like, what am I going to do with my time? And I started a deal with a food delivery service, and they wanted me to blog for them about how I was going to get back in shape post-baby. So I asked every week I would put out a new article or a new blog post, and I was asking them, how is the traffic on it? And it was actually getting really good traffic. So at that time, blogging was kind of like had started to hit a little bit, not as crazy as it is or oversaturated as it is now.
4 years ago, you said, okay.
And at that point, with my husband's support, which is great, and he's super creative, he's like, start your own. So we started it, and I really just wanted it to be a place where moms could kind of come, or parents alike could come get information, cultivate conversations about real mommy realness, like the real life of what we all go through together. And then just a lifestyle brand. So there's fashion, there's mommy and me, there's drinks and recipes. So we kind of encompass all of those things. But I started it then as a creative outlet, and now it's just turned into a business. So. And I actually love it. It's great.
Yeah, you're doing an amazing job. I know, what tips would you have for someone like, hello, I'm a newbie blogger. Like, so what would you tell someone that's just starting out? I mean, I know the space is, like you said, a little different now. It's a little bit more, there's so many bloggers.
There's so many. But first of all, I think you need to find your niche, right? If I tried to go be a fashion blogger solely, I would just sink. There's so many, and that's not my sole purpose, or that's not me. You got to kind of find your authenticity, which I think is talked about a lot in the blogging space.
Okay.
And
good advice.
Maintaining, your own like realness kind of. That's the biggest thing, is to start out like, what are you wanting to spread? You know, are you serving others? Are you lifting them up? Are you doing it because you feel like you are trying to compare yourself to like the other girl that's blogging? It's just, where is it coming from? Because that's so hard.
That's not a good reason.
And then it takes so much time. I don't think people, you just started doing it.
I know. I feel like I literally live in front of my computer.
It really
now.
does. Yeah. I try to block out one day. I mean, I have to answer emails every single day. That's a given. But one day where I write, you backlog your post. You should have an editorial calendar for like 2 months out.
Yeah.
And, eventually you got to just create your own content and be putting it out there for you. It's really easy to compare yourself and get lost in that shuffle and not be happy with what you're doing. You just, I think, need to set your goals. Say, this month I want to put out this many blog posts, interact with this many different people, try to answer my followers and their questions below my thing for 30 minutes after every post on Instagram or your social media. Just little things that you can attain that help, to build and cultivate your business.
So just being really engaging with your audience, you feel like is a part of.
I do think that's a big deal of it. And then, just backlogging all of that content and having it so that you're not rushing to just put things out there that then maybe don't represent your brand as much as you would like them to.
That's really good advice. Yeah.
Because
I was going to ask, how do you even do it with, because I mean, you still work as a nurse.
I do.
So do you go into the office how many days a week for a nurse?
So before I had the twins, I was doing 3 days a week for 8 hours, sometimes more. And I'm just going to start going back. Yeah. So we're working back up to see where I'll go back to. And I love nursing.
Because you're still on maternity leave.
I am. Okay. And it's one of those things that I just never want to give up my nursing license.
Yeah,
I love it.
Not?
And for the blog, that's why for me, I consolidate that one day of just trying to get like my content really back. And then I shoot content as well, at least once a week. So on my days off, once a week I shoot content, once a week I sit and do all my things, and then every day you got to find time to answer your emails.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to stay on top of it.
You're just really organized, basically.
I mean, I feel like I'm not.
but you feel like you have to be. But yes. I mean, you do have to be to do. Like, I heard this other inspiring mom talk at this conference, the Happy Mom conference a couple weeks ago, and she was saying, really to like do it all as a mom, you just have to want. Like, you just have to want to do it all. Like, you have to want to be a really good present mom, and you have to want to be a really successful business owner or successful at whatever you're doing, and you have to want it more than, other people, because that's what's going to motivate you.
I mean, I agree. It just is a lot of work. You just got to be able to set it aside, organize it right, and then put in the time and the effort. And I think that's another thing too, is that when people want to turn it into a business right away, it does take time and effort, and you have to stick with it. I didn't come off the bat making it into what I have now, in the first year even. It took a long time.
Okay.
A lot of work has to go into it, I think, at first. So I think that's another thing, is that people get frustrated with it.
For not like the instant gratification.
Right. And I think we live in a world of instant gratification,
with Instagram.
Exactly. So you're wondering, why are you getting this or that? But you just got to put in the time, and you got to hustle. It's a constant.
Yeah. But it also has to be fun for your family, because they participate in it too. You're getting to share all of your insight with everybody. And
well, what I love too is that I will have these pictures of me and my children forever. And I think that's amazing, that it's like we kind of have literally volumes of every stage of at least Willow's life. And I definitely am aware too of not being a stage mom at the same time. If Willow doesn't want to take pictures, I don't make her, and that's just how it goes, I know. And I think just sharing, my life, my relatives get to see it. They get to see like progress of like all the kids as well. So in that sense, it's amazing. Yeah. I really love it for that.
Truly, that is amazing. Okay, so Abby, what's your funniest mom moment? This moment is brought to you by the Model Mama Show. Ready, go.
I have many, but one that often comes to mind was when I was breastfeeding. Willow one day I was driving somewhere. She was having a meltdown in the back of the car. I had pulled over, I feed her, I get her back in the car seat. We are driving, and it took me at least maybe a half mile, so many blocks, to realize that I was driving with a boob out still. I actually never put my nursing bra back up, and I don't know, I made half those people's days, I'm sure.
I'm sure, I was going to say,
but
like,
I literally was
them.
driving with the boob out for at least, I don't know how many stoplights, until I looked down and I was like, okay, that's a new all-time low. I don't know, I would think I was very sleep deprived.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
So things that happen, you know?
I love it. That's amazing. I did something.
That's my really chic mom moment that I had. That was my favorite.
I think I did something similar when I was pregnant. I was like sitting at this restaurant and my like shirt had rose up and like my baby bump was just like chilling, like hanging over my pants.
Right.
And I'm like sitting there talking to my dad, eating breakfast, and I look down and I'm like, oh my God. How long has this been hanging out here?
To, you know, especially with breastfeeding, like you're half naked all the time. Like you just start to forget.
It's like desensitized.
It does. You start to forget that, you know, you don't have a shirt on or whatever it is. So
yeah, I love
that's my favorite mom moment that I've had so far.
It's hilarious. I'm always so curious when I'm talking to someone that's so successful like you, because I think your morning routine is like such a big part of sort of just like what sets the tone for the day.
Right.
And I have such a all over the place schedule. So truly, I'm not like a stickler for like a set morning routine because it's different for me every day. But do you have like certain rituals or routines that you like to do either like personally or for your family?
I mean, just to help us try to stay on schedule of some sort, we have to divide and conquer. So someone right now has the twins and feeds them because they eat at 7. Willow gets up at 7. And the things that kind of help us move it along is that I have Willow pick out her clothes the night before.
Oh, that's so smart.
If I have to go, I mean, scrubs are easy for me. Like it's a mindless thing. It's like wearing pajamas to work, which is amazing. But if I have to have something that I have to get up early and look presentable for, then I will pick that out the night before. My other thing is, what else do we, oh my gosh, I laugh at this every time because whenever my mom comes to town, it's amazing. She makes the coffee the night before.
Really?
So that it just is already made.
That's
you know,
awesome.
It like sets the timer and it runs, and I never think to do that. And she's always like, oh, the coffee's already there. That's a great tip, especially if you like need your coffee, because I end up leaving and not getting any, and then I wonder why I have a caffeine headache later in the day. That was a good one. And then if any lunches are needed, I try to pack it the night before. Because if not, I just feel like I'm running around with the chicken with my head cut off. But that's like the 2 or 3 things that I found that are helpful. But the struggle is real in the morning for sure. Yeah. I'm not a morning person. I don't wake up super cheery. I don't wake up like, I'm the person that hits snooze about 40 times. I mean, ask anyone in my family, ask my poor husband. He's like, please get out of bed and turn that off. Because I will just snooze it over and over again.
I know, I've gotten in a really bad habit of doing that too.
But yeah, it's just, you know, anything that can make it a little bit easier is helpful. But I definitely, mornings and nighttime routine are a struggle. It's definitely a struggle.
I mean, it's just a lot with kids.
It is.
I feel like kids are like the most hyper, like in the morning and at night.
Oh yeah. I wish I woke up like them. I feel like my daughter dreams in Disneyland cartoons all night because she wakes up and she's so happy, and I wish I had that too.
They're just like so happy, and they're just like, literally, I always say it's like when Henry wakes up, it's like he literally hits the ground running and there's like no stopping. So it's like I have to kind of get a head start because otherwise I feel like I'm always like 10 steps behind.
I know. I feel like I just read this book about creating healthy habits, and I feel like I need to do this. It takes 3 weeks, they say, to make a habit stick. I feel like I need to start waking up at 6 a.m. and getting my life together first. And then if I can just do that for 3 weeks, maybe it'll stick, and then I'll be up and I could have like my cup of coffee before anyone gets up yet, or get ready myself first. And
well, you look amazing for not getting up before everybody else.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, incredible.
But I definitely, I run well on little sleep, I will say that.
Oh, well that's like a really impeccable mom trait to have. Like I feel like that's like the key to success is
I run well until I do weird things like wear 2 different shoes all day or something like that, and then look down, I'm like, okay, that's happening. And we're there. That's what 3 hours of sleep looks like.
Yeah, seriously. But we've all been there, so it's okay. Or like wear your sunglasses, they're on your head, or
where's my phone, I'm talking on it, those kind of things.
Been there, done that. I think we all have.
I know.
But so speaking of motherhood, like, so in this transition, you now have 3 kids. Let's talk about what what's been the hardest part about becoming a mom for you?
I had a doula who taught a pregnancy class that I went to when I was pregnant with Willow. And she told me you have to mourn your old life. And she's like, and you especially are gonna have a hard time with that. And I was like, listen, lady, I was like, I do all this stuff. I'm super organized. I can handle 5 patients at work and do this all day. And I was like, my house is going to look so clean. Laundry's going to be done. Dinner's going to be on table by 5. And I had that baby. And I said, that lady's laughing somewhere, because she was totally right. You literally,
So right.
It's isolating. You don't realize how much you might miss, like, your socializing. You're just trying to get through the day and keep your kid alive half the time. And I just think it's like, no one can really prepare you for that until you're in it. And then you're like, okay, that's what she was talking about. And my house is dirty. It's lived in. That's how we like to talk.
Yeah,
It's very
true.
lived in.
Looks
It's not
like it's lived
clean.
in. That's
My
what's
laundry
supposed to be.
piles up now. But what you find, I think, is that those are not the important things in life. Like, the important thing in life is having your family and spending time with them, rather than saying, oh, my house is spotless, or we ordered out tonight instead of making dinner and it was at 6 p.m. instead of 5. And
Right.
so I've learned to relax, but that was really hard for me. It was a big transition that I don't think I was ready for. I thought I was going to be like the best stay-at-home mom I've ever been in my life, because that's what I was going to do, and it was not the case.
That is so funny. That I really struggled with that too. I mean, that's like basically the essence of the Model Mama. It's like all about the transition to motherhood and how hard that is. And
It's
I feel
hard.
like it's so funny to me, because I feel like there's so much information out there about like
Right.
what to expect when like being pregnant, like what to expect during labor, and like how to take care of your baby. But there's like not a lot of discussion about like how to transition,
Right.
like personally.
Exactly.
And
I agree.
And it's like, and then it's, I think because people don't talk about it, like people just assume like, oh man, I'm just like the only one that's like really having a hard time with this.
Exactly. I wish I would have had more friends that had kids at the same time. And I think there would have been like more of a supportive community for it. And I definitely, was that person too, who was like, wait, is this what this is supposed to be like? Why does everyone say this is so amazing and fun? But it does get amazing and fun. It's just,
it does.
It's a hard transition period, but it does eventually get there. And I wish that more moms talked about it, honestly.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be really helpful, especially with moms that have like postpartum depression or anxiety or any of those
things.
things.
I think the biggest thing is like just what you were saying. I mean, I remember I was totally that mom that like when I was pregnant, I like held on to this like notion like, okay, once I give birth, my life is going to go exactly back to normal.
Right.
And like anyone that told me otherwise, like immediately was like on my do not call list.
Right.
And I was like, I hate that person.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so depressed. Like, don't tell me that, whatever.
Right.
But the truth is like your life doesn't go back to normal, but that doesn't mean
you find like a new normal.
Yeah,
that is
you
good for
have to have a new normal,
Right.
and you can still do all the amazing things that you did before. You just have to do them differently.
Right.
And like pivot and readjust. So it's like, but it's
So for all the new moms,
for all the new moms out
hope.
there.
there is hope. Yes.
You're not
it
alone.
gets better, and you're not
Yes,
alone.
You are. So, and then speaking of balance and transition and transitioning to motherhood, like when you are trying to sort of like allocate that time to like be present with your kids versus working versus time on your blog, do you like time block, or how do you navigate?
Don't time block. I just try to, once Willow comes home from school, if
Have all your stuff done.
I try to have my things done. There is times like I have to be on the computer or do something if I have a deadline, then those are a little different on days. But we try to do like dinner, like no cell phones at the table. Everyone sits and like talks about their day. And we just make time, for them so that it's uninterrupted, basically.
Yeah.
And sometimes I could be better about it. I'm not gonna lie,
Well, can't we all be better? I mean, it's like, it's hard when you're multitasking. Like that's the biggest thing for me is like, my husband works at like in a traditional job. So he literally leaves his work at work. So when he comes home, he's amazing at being like so present. He's like the dad that's like on the floor with Henry, and I'm like the queen of multitasking. So I'm like talking to Henry while like doing whatever, which is
or whatever
terrible.
it is. I know.
But it's like you do have to like really reframe boundaries.
Yes. And I think too, it's just hard because then you're, like Willow's like, where's my phone? Like she thinks she needs one. Like,
we did get Henry a pretend phone. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. They're also growing up in that age, so it's like the technology is way different from when we grew up.
I know.
But it's you definitely see it. Or she'll just be like, she'll tell me, get off your phone. My 4-year-old will like check me. She'll say, get off your phone,
That's
mommy, or
awesome.
mommy, you're not paying attention to me. And she's so right. And then it's a constant reminder to put it away.
That's
But it's hard. Balance is hard. That's my biggest thing that I probably struggle with is balancing being a wife, having the family, and the career. It's hard.
Yeah, but you do it, and like some days you do it better than others. That's the gist of it, and that's the beautiful thing about motherhood, and sort of the essence of this show is really to highlight like, and why I have moms come on the show from like so many different backgrounds is to really show that like there's no like recipe or like, you know, rule or standard that you should follow about like how to be a mom or how to structure your life. It's like different for everybody. So you just have to find what works for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well,
the mom shaming or any of that stuff that you might read about, it's crazy to me. It's like to each their own, you know, if something works for me, it's probably not going to work for you, and everyone just has to be accepting of it.
Yeah.
You know, I think, and lift each other up more.
Totally.
Is what
you just have to be each other's cheerleaders.
Yes. Agreed.
Yes, and just root each other on and drink wine and cheers.
And drink wine and talk about it sometimes.
Drink wine and talk about it. Oh my gosh, but on that note, you are truly incredible. And I
appreciate it, as are
you.
you.
Talking to you and getting all of your amazing tips. So you have to tell our audience where they can find you so they can get more of your amazing insight.
So you can find me. I'm at thechicmamas.com. So it's TheChicMamas.com. And then it's at the Chic Mamas.
Got that.
On Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat. I mean, how many more are there?
I know.
It's on
everywhere, across
on
all
every platform.
platforms.
It is at the Chic Mamas.
Well, I love it. Everybody cannot wait to tune in and follow you. You're so inspiring. And you have some like funny, real mom, real life videos coming too. That'll be great.
We talk a lot about videos of things people don't tell you when you're pregnant or things people don't tell you about breastfeeding. And I think it's a really funny way to have moms learn more about, you know, the things you might not know when you get pregnant or what your body goes through. So they're very fun. They're very funny because it's real life, real momminess, you know, coming out.
Real motherhood, real life, real talk. That's what we're here for.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
This was so fun.
Thanks for tuning in, you guys. We will see you next time. And this is Tara and Abby signing off from the Model Mama Show.